Tauby the Great Art Detective coming to you from outside the Tauby Museum of Art. And today, friends, I'm on the balcony with this fabulous sculpture. This is a sculpture of a man. The artist's name is Paul Villinski, and he actually used his own body as the mold for the sculpture. And you may ask, how did he do this? Well, he actually covered his entire body with saran wrap or plastic wrap, and he wrapped it around him, and then he used packing tape, and he started wrapping the packing tape around the plastic wrap lots and lots and lots of times, and then he very carefully cut it off, and then he was able to tape it together, and it was three-dimensional then, yes? And then he used that to weld all of these different circles together to create a sculpture of his body. Isn't that amazing? That's wonderful. Now, Mr. Paul Villinski, he really loves nature, yeah? So he wanted the sculpture to be outside, and because it's a bunch of open circles, birds, they can land on it, and so can butterflies. It's very nice. What if you made a sculpture of your body? Would you have it standing like this? Or would you do a different position? What would you do? Hey, thank you for joining me, friends. We'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us today at the Tauby Museum of Art. Tauby just investigated a sculpture by the artist Paul Villinski, in which he used saran wrap and duct tape to create a mold of his body for his sculpture. We're going to use the same concept today to create our own sculpture vases, if you will, by using some similar materials. Now, you can use plastic wrap if you have it. If not, aluminum foil will do as well. And you can use packing tape or any kind of masking tape, painter's tape, whatever you happen to have lying around. So I've chosen a vase to create a mold of. If you have some other objects around the house that you'd like to try it on, you can do that as well. So I am going to start first by covering my vase in the aluminum foil. If you were working in saran wrap, you'd cover it with the saran wrap. Okay. I'm actually going to use some scissors to trim off the excess here. Now, because we're making our vase here with either plastic wrap or aluminum foil and then tape, you won't be able to put water in your vase and have real flowers in them, but you could put other silk flowers or tissue paper flowers, whatever you create could go in these very easily. And so I have now the foil base around my vase here. So now I'm just going to use my tape, and I am just going to start going around my vase several times. So I'm actually going to turn it upside down here because I need to create the bottom for my vase. I'm going to do a couple of layers of the tape because I really want it to be pretty sturdy. Especially if you're using plastic wrap, because plastic wrap is a little bit more malleable, so the more tape you use, the stiffer your base is actually going to be. Now I've gotten to the top, I'm actually going to work my way back down just to create one more layer of tape. It's kind of like we're creating a mummy. All right. So now that I have my vase fully covered in its tape, you can do a couple of different things. Now, because I used this masking tape, I can actually use some markers and create some fun designs on here if I wanted to. And so I could create some fun patterns. I could even collage on here. I could use strips of paper and create sort of a collage and almost do like a mosaic on my vase. And I'm doing it while the vase is still in there because it's nice and stiff, and so I can then work off of that. And then we want to release our object from our tape sculpture. So to do this, you can loosen it up a little bit near the top of your vase. And then you should be able to either just wiggle it off, or you may have to use some scissors to actually loosen it up a little bit. Because you can always tape that back. There we go. Perfect. Now, just push that back into place, and there we go. We have this really cool sculpture vase that you can use, and you get that concept of being able to create a sculpture just like Paul Villinski. All right, I hope you have fun with this project. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, it is I, Tauby, the great art detective, and I'm so glad you could join me today, friends. You have done such a wonderful job being great art detectives. And so, we should say our great art detective motto. Are you ready? Here we go. We investigate those who create and salute those who inspire, because we know that making art is good for the heart, and questioning makes us smarter. I pledge to look, listen, and learn. And if we follow all the clues, we can make great art too. Fantastic, that's wonderful. Okay, thank you, friends. Hey, listen, I'll see you next time.